Something came in the mail today.
Yeah?
These masters.
These nuts. Hello everyone, welcome to the 8th episode of the Generally Speaking podcast. If you heard a voice just earlier, that is not just the voice in your head. We are joined today by a guest, our first ever guest. Now, every podcast always, when they have a guest, goes, oh, we have a very special guest, which is just like wrong, because not everyone is special. Like Soaches here. So today we're talking to.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong.
Today we're talking to a very good friend of ours, Soaches from the Swedens. Why don't you introduce yourself? I'm not gonna say what you do or anything. Just like, what do you do?
You do the work.
Sure.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Like, yeah, let's go.
My name is Soaches. I am from the Swedens. I make artsy stuff on YouTube, and apparently I'm not very special.
He makes very cool like build videos and drawings that you can watch him put together like on YouTube basically, or not.
Wait,
Yeah.
he's the Bombonomicon guy?
Yeah, that is the Bombonomicon guy on YouTube.
Oh my god! It's an honor.
And he recently uploaded a video. I wanted to get him on the podcast for last weekend, but I was like a little busy that weekend, so I couldn't do that because he had just released a new video. But now it's like 2 weeks old, so it's not even worth talking about anymore. So don't even worry.
Yeah,
about
just leave it all. Leave it in the
Have
dust.
to wait a year for the next one.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't upload that frequently, but when he does, it's always a treat. So yeah, Soaches. How are you today? How are you excited to be on this awful podcast? No, this great.
Absolutely.
I mean, this great podcast.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's the first podcast I've ever been on.
Woo.
Are you sure about that?
I think so.
Hold on. You're not holding out on us.
Wait a minute.
It sounds like Wolf Seeker knows more about this than I do.
Sounds
for some
like
reason.
he's lying.
Sounds like he's holding
trying to
out
have
on
doubts.
us. Holding
He's
out.
lying. He has been on a
He
school
probably
podcast.
has been on a former podcast. Doesn't want to hurt our feelings by telling us.
Now we're fibbing. Soaches knows us. We're crazy people.
I'm not fibbing. I'm telling you the truth.
He's completely serious.
Yeah.
I am serious.
He's completely serious. Walsiger, stop. Bad boy, stop it. Down. Stop attacking our house guest. And tell me how both of your weekends were. How are you guys doing? How's everybody doing today?
You start, so just. You gotta start.
I was like, because of COVID and everything, I was like, wait, what weekend? I don't know what weekday it is.
Oh.
Is it Sunday or Monday?
I'm gonna.
Oh, it's Sunday.
Yeah, it's Sunday now.
It's been decent.
Yeah.
Not very much going on.
Lame.
Yeah. What about you guys?
I was. Does Friday count as the weekend day? I guess. I don't know. On Friday.
I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah, on Friday I was like, this week pretty much I've been filming some short films for school. I'll talk about that, I guess, in another podcast because we got a guest on. We're gonna talk to him. And so I was filming something on Friday, and then after that I went to a party. So sorry, COVID. Guys, everyone who gets angry if somebody goes out during COVID. No, please.
No.
Everyone, we all had masks. Not on, but we had them.
Not on. I'm steaming up here. I'm fuming.
The masks, they were there. We didn't have them on us, but they were there.
It doesn't count.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
How about you, Walsiger? What have you been doing? What have you been up
Doing an assignment.
to? Ooh. It's always
Which
good.
is a snake game.
Wait, really?
Create a snake game.
Am I in it?
You're not. No, it's
Am
just.
I in it?
Yeah, is Soaches in it?
Maybe there's a little. I programmed a function in your name, Soaches.
Man, Soaches.
Oh, wow.
Soaches
a
apple.
snake can be lined up in the letter
That's
S,
what it's called.
and so it's kind of
Oh,
that's a
true,
Soaches
true.
reference. That's the Soaches reference right there.
It's a snake, yeah.
The letter S is a Soaches reference. Hell
Yes.
yeah. To have something to talk about this podcast, I kind of had like two general ideas. One of them was Soaches. A while ago, I told you I wanted to do podcasts, and you were like, "Hey, if you do a podcast, let's talk about some retail stories, like horror stories."
Oh, yeah,
We have both worked in grocery stores and had some of the worst, like, and cool. We have some cool and bad stories, like from like what working in that business is like. Both from like separate countries. We're in Europe, but we're like far across the ocean from each other. He's in the Sweden land, the colder land, and I'm in Iceland, which sounds like it should be colder, but it's not.
Sure about that?
Yeah.
You want to bet?
Yeah, I want to bet.
All right, we're flying over to Sweden right now. We're gonna stay there for a year in the winter, and we're flying using today's sponsor,
Yeah.
Fly Jerry.
Okay. Tell us
Jerry
more about Fly
is-
Jerry.
Okay, Jerry. You purchase a ticket to, I don't know, Sweden. Jerry
okay.
knocks you out and takes you there.
He knocks you
Okay.
out, stuffs you into his suitcase, and takes you with him to Sweden.
You're not supposed to say that. That's
I mean,
that's
sorry.
that's-
Wait, did we lose the
look,
sponsor?
look. Okay, those words and letters are in black. You're not supposed to read them. You're supposed to read what's in red. Okay.
Okay. Fly Jerry. Go
Yeah.
now. All right. This is cool sponsorship. It's totally real, legitimate.
Definitely.
So Jess, you
Yeah.
worked in retail, huh?
yeah.
Wait, before I
Uh,
wanted to talk about that, I kind of want to talk about Soaches' YouTube channel a little bit and the process behind making his videos. How
Oh, dear.
when you get an idea for like what to do, like
Yeah.
how do you like know that is an idea that you want to do? Because I've heard you've had a lot of ideas and not all of them get made into videos, and some of them are like you start and then you scrap them and like stuff like
oh
that.
yeah.
And then some, like right now, the latest video you made that I'll put down in the description. It's his Among Us video. I don't know if you've realized, Soaches, but people stopped playing Among Us like a year ago. I don't know where you've been. But
I
nobody
tried.
plays Among Us anymore.
I tried.
No, but like, yeah, it's interesting
that's
to me.
Actually that's actually a pretty good thing to bring up, because it's very hard for me to make anything relevant, because by the time I'm finished with a video, it's no longer relevant.
He's always really late on the bandwagon, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Because like when I made the Among Us video, you've seen it, right?
Yeah.
I spent like 16 hours making this set of characters, and then I burnt them in the oven, so I had to
yeah.
spend another like 16 hours remaking them.
You had to make
And then
the
there
whole
was-
thing again.
Yeah.
You couldn't cut time down.
And so,
Damn it.
before the end of the video, I'd finished, I think it was 8 or 9 audiobooks. And that's
Whoa.
like, that was just like the footage, and then you have like, depends on the project, between like 10 to like 50 hours of unedited raw footage that you have to get down to like 5 minutes.
Nice.
And
You also write a script and everything, right? Or do you just talk about it? Okay.
And I haven't really found a good way to do that, because you can't really make a script beforehand, because you don't really remember
Yeah, exactly.
what you did. You probably leave stuff out, and if you make
so do you start by editing the video, I guess, and then write a script around that then? Or like, what do you...
I kind of do a little at a time. Like I
Okay.
might edit a few scenes and then write a few scenes of dialogue,
Yeah.
and then just keep going until
Okay.
I'm through.
Yeah. You have a lot of patience for like detail and stuff like that. When I was in school, I once made a block of cheese out of wood, and it was literally like in the trash, like fucking like box. There's like this box where the kids were supposed to put like all the like wood pieces that they didn't need, and it was literally just like in the shape of a cheese, and I just like painted it. That's all I did. I just painted it yellow.
Nice.
So you know, I don't have the patience that you have for making anything like that.
I have patience for some things, and for some things I don't.
Man, you made a fucking 2,000 subscriber like special where you like wrote down every single comment you've ever had or something. It was insane.
I did, yeah.
I would never have done that. Because I would have written the first comment and just been like, okay, I'm winded.
The best comment from every
I think
video.
there's a voice clip like 15 seconds into the video or something where I go, why did I think this was a good idea?
Yeah. But then, like I was asking, like what? So when you get an idea, or like how do you get an idea, basically, for like what you want to do next? Like what do you sort of go through when you're picking something? Does it have to do with like what's popular now, or do you just build whatever you want to build, or like what's the process behind that?
It rarely has something to do with what's popular now. It's mostly stuff that I enjoy, and sometimes that coincides with what's popular now.
Yeah. I remember you were. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it. I will bleep it out if you want me to. But you have been working on something Crash Bandicoot related, right?
I did, and that's one of the examples of how late I can be to the party sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
Crash Bandicoot came out in like 1997.
No. It gets even worse, because I several years ago I made a TNT crate from Crash Bandicoot, and so I decided that I also wanted to make the question mark crate, just to kind of have like the complete set.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so I made that during I once took a year-long break just to like edit videos beforehand, and I didn't really like how the video turned out. And when I made that, there had been no Crash game released since like the
until
PlayStation 2
now
era, that were the forbidden games, and since the video is still not up, and since then they announced the Insane Trilogy. They released the Insane Trilogy. Then they released it on PC and Switch, and now they announced the fourth one.
And they also announced and released the Crash Team Racing in between there as well.
Yeah, exactly. And the video is still not up.
You're still working on it. You
Perhaps
are going
it's not
to
like being. It's not being on time with like the popular stuff.
Yeah.
It's making stuff beforehand and hope that it gets popular before it's out.
Yeah, exactly. So right now, start working on something Half-Life 3 related. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Then just like
7 years later, still working on that.
Half-Life 3 will probably come up before you finish that video, so that would be perfect. Do that.
Just make like something from every PlayStation 1 game ever, and just hope they make a remake.
Oh yeah, Toy Story 2 for the PlayStation 1. I want that. I genuinely want that game to be remade.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I love the music in that game. It's fantastic.
We had that in school, but for PC.
No way. Oh, I remember having. I had this Lion King like Timon and Pumbaa video game on PC, like old ass game. We also had, I don't know if you remember the Blue Sky animated movie Robots, but we had a video game from that on PC that I could never beat the tutorial level of as a kid. I never got out of that area.
The Lion King game, is that like the old pixelated game for the Super Nintendo?
No, it was nothing like that. It was like, I think it was just like a couple mini games. It might have been like a game we got in a fucking cereal box or something.
Those were the best games.
Got it in a toaster.
Got it in a toaster, yeah. Got it in a bag of toast.
Popped out.
It was like, if I remember correctly, it was like, it had like what's it called? Pinball. I was gonna say ping pong. That's the wrong game. It had pinball in there, like a pinball machine, but it was Lion King related. Timon and Pumbaa talking. All right. Well, that's interesting because I've never actually I've known you since I was like 12 years old.
What is it, since like 2011 or
something like that. Because I don't even remember how I came across your channel. For anyone wondering how I know this guy who has like 2,000 subscribers while I'm over here at 185. He had a different channel. I'm not gonna like drop the name here because I don't think he uploads anymore there or anything. So
there is no other channel in Basing
yeah, exactly. There is no other channel in Basing. He had a different channel where he uploaded gaming videos, and I subscribed to it when I was a kid, and I don't remember how I found it or how I came across it, but I was subscribed to them, or like him and his friends. And he made a video where he was asking viewers for like suggestions of games to play. And this was back when YouTube had like the messaging system. Like you could message people through YouTube. Yeah. And I sent Soaches a message asking him if he wanted to, or if he would play Team Fortress sometime. And he said he was interested, but... And then I don't know how, and like we started like talking more basically after that. He didn't have that many subscribers at the time, so he was
1,000.
He was probably just being nice, being nice to his number one fan.
Our only fan.
Your only fan. And then
pretty much
we started playing Team Fortress and stuff like off YouTube and everything. We didn't really. It was just like for us basically. We were just playing games together.
So I think the first game we played together was Minecraft. Yeah, it was probably, which is ironic since you told me to play TF2.
Exactly. We played. I think you mostly uploaded Minecraft though, right?
I did for a period, yes.
Yeah, you also uploaded a bunch of like scary videos, scary games.
I hated scary games, still do.
Anisha, Penumbra.
Oh, how did you know? How did
you know that?
How did you know that?
Scary Tetris game.
Oh, how did you know that? You get like a line in Tetris and it just like jump scares you.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Like
write that down, also. You write that down. I don't think anybody's done
I'll write it down.
I'm looking at my old gaming thumbnails, and like half of the thumbnails are videos that never happened.
A lot of my old YouTube thumbnails, like I've unlisted them, or I've privated them. I mean, on this channel, but a lot of them had Nicolas Cage in them for some reason.
Oh yeah, I remember.
I don't know why, but for the
Nicolas
longest
Cage
time.
in everything.
Yeah.
Didn't I like tell you to put him in like your thumbnails?
It might have been you. I don't remember why I started doing that, but it was just like that was my character. Instead of like every YouTuber who creates their own character, I just had Nicolas Cage as the face of my thumbnail. And it was before I was known as GeneralArse. I had a different like channel name. I was known as Ellis Madcrafters, and this channel was.
You gotta bleep that out.
What? I gotta bleep that out. Okay.
Yeah, somebody might. Yeah.
And the channel was actually made with like by another person. Like when I was in grade school, I had a friend who me and him were big fans of Minecraft and subsequently Yogscast, the Minecraft YouTubers, and they were like big inspiration for us, and we decided one day that we wanted to start like our own YouTube channel, but then he made the channel. He didn't like ask me or anything. He just like he came to school one day and was like, I made a channel for us. We're Ellis Madcrafters. And I was like, okay. And so suddenly we had a YouTube channel, and then he gave me the password and everything so I could also use it. And
then you hijacked it.
Yeah, and then I pretty much hijacked it. If he hears this podcast, sorry. I think he's started his own YouTube channel though. So, and I don't remember what it's called, but I found it the other day. And I was like,
PewDiePie or something.
Yeah, it's like PewDiePie or something. That guy. He doesn't
Yeah,
talk to me much. Doesn't talk to me much anymore.
I think he's like a little tiny YouTuber by the name of PewDiePie.
Yeah, like Mr. Beast or something. Like this tiny small YouTuber. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Yeah, YouTuber. Like.
But essentially, like I started uploading all the time, and he never uploaded because his computer wasn't good enough or something, so he never uploaded anything. So I just like pretty much took over. It was just me uploading. And then after a couple years of just me uploading, I decided, like, okay, this is just my channel now. He's not uploading anything. And in 2015, I think I changed to GeneralArse because I don't know why GeneralArse, but because I was playing a game called Intruder by Superboss Games. When I made an account for that game, I didn't want to be called, you know, my real name or Ellis Madcrafters. I wanted to be something like cool, something to do with the game.
You wanted to change it up.
Yeah, I wanted to change it up, and so I just like wrote GeneralArse. That was like just my brain just going like, okay, do that. And then I decided to change my YouTube channel and name and everything with that. And I remember telling you, Soaches, because I was like, I think Ellis Madcrafters is like cringe, you know? It's cringe to be called like after Minecraft.
Yeah,
and then
I,
you're
I
like,
may have that screenshot still.
yeah, and you're like,
I do not want to be associated with Minecraft anymore. It's like, it's really cringe to be called Alice Madcrafters. I was like, you changed your name to GeneralArse.
yeah, you want to be Arse instead? But I think that's like way cooler. That's more of like my thing, you know? That's why I did it. It was not, you know, it's just like a, I don't know if you've noticed, but if you Google it, there is actually like a general that comes up called GeneralArse. I don't know if it's real or what, but like maybe
Like a real
maybe
person?
yeah, like a person. If you Google GeneralArse, you find like an actual person. So hopefully he's not gonna sue me for using this as my YouTube name.
He's sitting there in Texas. He like notices your channel and he's like, God damn it!
That fucking 15-year-old who stole my name, I'm gonna kill him.
my name.
Man, I was 15 or 16 years old when I changed my YouTube channel name because I wanted to have like my own. I also, another reason why I did it was because like I said, I didn't make the channel myself. I would not have picked Ellis Madcrafters for like a channel name because I had no idea what the fuck LS stood for. Like,
LSD.
Yeah, exactly. LSD.
But you forgot the D. Yeah,
Should have changed. I should have changed my name to LSD Crafters.
Yeah, that would have been, yeah.
How long? I started thinking about that a few days ago. How long have you been on YouTube? Because I just got a flashback that I think I've been on the site for 12 years now.
I've probably
Okay.
been on the site since I was 7 or 8 years old. Because I've had 3 different YouTube channels. When I was a kid, my grandma gave me like a camcorder, like a small like video camera, and I was a big fan of Tom's Guide at the time, and I wanted to make like little like skits and sketches like that. And so I had another channel where I uploaded like videos of me trying to be funny as a kid, as a literal baby who didn't know any English or anything, and it was just like the worst content ever on YouTube. And I uploaded there for probably like 2 years or something, until somehow I lost the password. Because like I thought I got hacked. I thought like, oh, somebody hacked me, but who the hell hacks like a little kid on YouTube? And I was not racking in like views or anything. I was like at 98 videos like uploads, and I was so excited to get to 100 videos, like, oh, and then like it just got like, it's gone.
Major blow to your morale.
And like I said, I thought I got hacked or something, but then I like when I grew up, I started realizing I think it was maybe my brother, because like kids in my school would like make fun of me for my videos. So I think he may have changed the password because of that, because he didn't want people making fun of me. I don't know. I don't know if that's the truth. I have never actually asked my brother. I should.
Yeah, you don't know.
I have no idea. But then, like, in the same week that I lost that password, I asked my dad to make me a new one with, like, his email. And so I had another channel for, like, a year before Alice Madcrafters got made with my friend. And I started uploading there. I even uploaded some quote-unquote gaming videos onto that channel that my dad made with me, where it was literally me holding that camcorder in front of the screen and like playing GTA San Andreas or something. and then there was another one where I was playing like that free Minecraft browser game that you could play back in the day, where like
Oh yeah, the Minecraft classic.
Yeah, it was like creative mode basically, where everyone
But
just
a
had.
lot worse.
Yeah, there was just like a set amount of blocks that you got to play with and place in something, but there was no PvP. You couldn't blow up TNT or anything. You could just like place blocks and build stuff.
You couldn't fly either.
Yeah, you couldn't fly either.
And it was back when the walking animation in Minecraft was like really, really wonky. You were,
Oh,
like
yeah.
flailing your arms
the,
like.
the character was like waving his arms everywhere and looking around. It was weird.
Wah, wah, wah.
And now,
So,
and now look at Minecraft Steve. He's in Smash Bros. And he's getting a movie.
yeah,
He's getting a movie?
Proud of him.
Yeah, there's a Minecraft movie coming out where I think Steve Carell is actually voice acting Steve, which is
Really?
amazing. I'm really excited for that.
I don't believe it one bit. You just made that up on the spot.
No.
What are you gonna tell me next? I've got Steve Carell's phone number in my phone.
Yeah, they're making a Five Nights at Freddy's movie starring Freddie Mercury as Freddy Fazbear.
No way! Oh my god!
No way. No way. No.
So, Soaches, I heard
Yeah.
you worked retail.
Yeah, I heard you worked in
Oh,
retail,
yeah.
so cheers.
I think ours worked retail longer than me, right?
I
I worked there for 2 years.
yeah, I worked for like 3.5. Not that much longer than you.
Wow.
But I started working when I was like 15, and I have a lot of horror stories from that, as in like not scary or anything, but just like awful.
like Freddy Fazbear walks in.
Freddy Fazbear keeps roaming around in the night.
Yeah.
And then Steve Carell came in.
Exactly. The Steve
To
Carell
save
came
the
in and
day.
started screaming at me, and then he kept looking at the cameras. I think he's stuck in some
Yeah.
kind of character. I don't know what's going on with it.
Yeah, method acting. It's a real method actor.
Yeah. So, where do we begin? Let's
I don't know. I don't think I've have that many horror stories. A lot of people seem to talk about like, you know, Karens and
Yeah,
like
exactly.
that kind of stuff. I didn't really have that.
I
experience.
had some of those experiences, but then I've also had like a lot of other nice experiences. Like I think I got my
Yeah.
first ever compliment from a girl while I was working in retail, and as a 15-year-old, that meant the world to me. And literally all she said was like, "That's a nice shirt you got," and I was like, "Thank you." And then she walked out, and I was like, "Yeah, I like that. I like that. That was nice." Getting a compliment once in my life never
And the
fucking
shirt
happens.
was a Minecraft t-shirt, of course. It's a beautiful story.
It was probably like back in those days. I used to buy Loot Crate, and it was probably something I got in a Loot Crate. I think it was something like
Five Nights at Freddy's.
no, it was probably something from The Legend of Zelda or something.
It was Minecraft.
No,
No, wait.
I've never
It
owned
was-
Minecraft merch. Stop trying to drill that into their viewers' head. Stop. You had the creeper
It
hoodie.
was-
You had the creeper hoodie.
The Alice Madcrafter merch.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
spit water all over the place.
You don't mind me bringing that back. Alice Minecrafters, I want to use it as a brand.
Yeah, you can, yeah, you can use that. I don't care.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, that's the. I remember that's the first time I ever got like a compliment from a girl. And I also remember a funny story where there were some Australians that came by, and I was working with like a friend of mine who was like. He's more of an extrovert than I am. Like I'm really fucking shy around people. I'm slowly getting better, especially with my school that I'm in now, because I'm meeting a lot of new people, and I'm really stepping out of my comfort zone, and that's nice. It's like it's helping me sort of just like learn to communicate and talk to people normally. Because as someone who lived on a farm in the middle of absolutely nowhere, and in like a class of maybe 10 people. I don't remember how many we were exactly. I didn't really learn how to communicate normally. I used to be a crazy kid in school. I used to do the craziest stuff. And then
Did drugs, did LSD, did meth, heroin.
exactly, I was
crocodile.
crazy. And then I don't know what happened, but I
Black
went to
tar.
high school and all that dropped, and I was just like terrified of talking to people. And I was like, oh
Heroin.
god, yeah, heroin happened exactly.
Crack, cocaine,
I was in
That's where LSD
Weed.
crafters came
yeah,
in.
yeah, exactly.
marijuana,
But
blunts,
yeah,
cigarettes.
like
I,
there
Nicotine.
another friend of mine who was this big extrovert guy and ADHD guy, who's like started talking to these Australians, and then the Australians like wanted to buy a pack of condoms, and my friend like went like, oh, he was like laughing at them, and they were all having a laugh, and I was like enjoying talking to them as well because it was pretty funny. And then they walked over across the street to the gas station from like where I was working, and we were both like watching them out the doors of the store. By the way, I live in a pretty small town, so there's not like that much to do. So we were just like both like just like dicking around, and we were watching
at
the
other
Australians across the street. And my friend goes, "Oi!" like yelling at them, and then another person like across the street goes, "Oi, cunt!" And it was like the funniest fucking thing
Nice.
ever, the funniest day at work.
but can I? Do you think working in retail helped you, like social wise?
Yeah.
Or was it? Because we had a rule that we had to like say hello to everyone basically.
You had to be kind. You had to say hello. You had to offer a bag, like all that stuff. You had to be like, "Oh, would you like a plastic bag?" or you know, all that stuff. You had to like be nice to our customers. I even sometimes offered like old people if they needed help with like carrying their groceries into their car.
Needed help with their backs, and
Yeah.
you would give them back surgery.
Yeah. I like on the fucking conveyor belt of the store. I'm like, beep, scalpel. Beep.
I mean, it's the perfect spot.
Yeah, you don't have to like actually work the scalpel. You just stay still while the conveyor belt
Yeah.
like slides them down the table.
Yeah,
That's horrific. Oh, that's nasty. Stop.
it sounds a bit like that.
But yeah, it I would say it really helped me like communicating as well. Like working in retail really
Yeah.
really helped just like learn also and get out of my comfort zone, because without retail, my mom got me that job pretty much. She went and talked to the boss like who was over there, and she was like, "Hey, my son is a lazy ass. He's doing nothing at home. Can he get a job?" And the lady who's the boss at the time, who was really nice, she was like, "Yeah, he can work." And so I was
For a
terrified
price.
of getting fired, and so that's why I really like tried my damnedest to be a good employee.
Because if you were to get fired, you would have been shot into space.
That
Yeah.
makes complete sense.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it works in
And
real life.
expected to survive as well.
Hey, kids! If you ever get a job, if you get fired, you get shot into space. So
Yeah.
be good.
So fucking keep it under wraps.
I also had a lot of like nice people that I was working with. So yeah. How about you, Soaches? Did it help you at all, or like what did you?
I think
did you
it
learn?
I actually worked in 2 stores, and the first one I was just an intern for like
Yeah?
6 months, and that was when because I kind of became a bit, I don't know. I
Sus?
spent so much time in high school studying and stuff that I kind of became, I didn't go out with friends that much and stuff. So
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it really helped me get back on like the social wagon.
Ooh.
And then my next
You went-
job,
Your first
I-
day of work, you went out and you were like, "What year is it? Where am I? Where am
That's gonna
I?"
be
You
after
just lost
Corona.
all sense of time. Didn't want to look at any calendars.
You had like
or
long
nothing.
hair. That's why
Yeah.
everyone kept mistaking
Long
you
hair,
for a
long
girl.
fingernails, long eyebrows,
pretty much beard.
long eyelids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't stop growing.
You've told me stories of like kids mistaking you for a girl at the counter, right?
No, that wasn't actually. It was like a 78-year-old woman.
I don't
Like, so my hair gets like very long, and it was sometime before Christmas. I didn't have time to get a haircut, and like all the hairdressers were kind of busy during that time of year.
Man.
So my hair was really long, and like some lady walked up like, are you a boy or a girl? And I'm like, can't you tell from my voice?
Nice.
She was like, no.
Oh, why are you so mean to me? She started crying. Soaches,
I don't want to get
I
cancelled.
think like
please.
98% of the people I met were like really, really nice. And because I also lived in a small town, you kind of got to know like who everyone was. And
a small guy in a small
sometimes I
town?
could just like, I could
Smell the
be
peat?
walking to
No.
work, and like, so I'd stop by some people, and they'd be like, "Are you on your way to work?" Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
That's nice.
What's it to you? Maybe.
Yeah, what the fuck do you care? I can't see Soaches as like a rude man. All my life I've known him as like the nicest guy. He barely swears. I'm always saying like, the F word, and he made that compilation that's on this channel of me just like swearing randomly for no reason.
Guys, I never swear.
Yeah.
Bitch.
If you remember, I used to swear a lot in my gaming videos back in the day.
You did.
Yeah.
What happened? Why did you change?
Parents heard it and took him to therapy.
You saw me and you were, I don't want to be like that
That is
guy.
not the way I want to
You
go
were
for
locked
my
in a
life.
facility for 12 years.
They did the Ludovico technique on you, like in the Clockwork Orange.
Electroshock therapy. I'll put that on you.
Stop swearing! Bzz, stop swearing! You had like an electric
I know.
collar
I
on.
think it's-
Every time you swore, you just like got a shock.
Yeah.
If you have any sort of horror stories, what would you say was like the worst day at your job? What was the worst thing?
It wasn't a lot like customer wise. I think. Oh well, kinda. So I worked the day before Christmas.
Yeah.
Once, and they extended my hours a bunch, so I probably worked like 12.5 hours that day or something.
Man.
And I had closing hours,
Okay.
and there was a couple who were still shopping like as we were closing.
Oh yeah.
And we told them like 5 minutes before, like we're closing, everyone else is gone, and we're like, okay. And then like 10 minutes later, they were still there, just
shopping?
like browsing. Yeah, pretty much. And we're like, so we're closed. Like we want to go home, and like, okay. And so
Oh
like
my
it was
God.
the day before Christmas, and we were. I think we got out. We closed up like I think they left 20 minutes later or something.
Oh my God.
I was like, I want to go home.
Exactly. Were they locals or just like tourists or something?
No, I think they weren't
Psychopaths.
tourists, but they weren't from Sweden. They just moved there, I think, from
okay.
somewhere.
That happens a lot in like retail,
Yeah.
where there's the customers who come in 5 minutes before closing and like they don't hurry up. They just go in like it's a normal day. It's just like, what the hell? You could have you had all day. Like, what the hell? Why are you here now? And why are you taking your damn time? We're also human. We want to go home, by the way.
I want to go home to my wife.
Respect where it's due, because some people, when they come in like 2 minutes before closing, they speed run the store.
Yeah, I
Like
do
they,
that.
they run and they grab
after-
they grab everything in like 20 seconds, and they're like, I have more respect for you than hate for you.
Exactly. After working in retail, I also just like learned the etiquette of like shopping. Basically, if you're shopping and it's about to close, you hurry the fuck up. You run in there and you just get whatever you want. And also just like
For
be
free?
nice. Everyone's human in there. I hate it when I was working on the register and I go good morning or good day or something and no answer, just deadpan in the face, and they just like keep going and something. And it's just like, okay, all right, I get it. You're having a bad day, but don't make that bad day everyone else's problem.
Yeah.
That's such a dick thing to do. So, you know,
But I still think people were kind of the best part of the job, though. And I feel like that's kind of an unpopular opinion when you work in retail.
yeah, I mean, I agree with you. A lot of the people were the nicest. When I was working in the grocery store, I would say the people were the worst, but in the my coworkers were the best there. But when I was working in the farmers market, like sort of retail store, that was when like everyone was the best. My coworkers were great. The customers were great, except for like 2 of them, and it was an overall
One of
just
them
like
being
fantastic
me.
job. I loved it. And speaking of closing hours, because you were talking about, you know, you closing and customers
Yeah.
were just staying in. I have tons of those stories, and you know, I don't have to get into every single one of those, but one of them stands out. I think it was like during my last year of working in the grocery store, and I'm working as like the milk guy, you know, in the store. I was the one who was like the designated milk cooler, sort of just like I was filling up all the produce on the milk shelves, all the milk, all the cheese, all the butter,
The dairy,
the
fridge
dairy,
stuff.
yeah, everything dairy related. I was in charge of, because I had a system that just like made the dairy sort of section really neat, you know.
Cool.
And so
Awesome.
my boss always just like depended on me on just like leaving the fridge looking really nice, you know.
GeneralArse, milkman, please help us save the day.
When I stopped working there and I was going to work at the other market, I remember getting like a phone call and asked like, "Hey, you want to come back? I need someone in the dairy. It's looking like shit." And I was like, "No."
GeneralArse, you're my only hope.
But yeah, I was filling up like at the end of the day. I was filling up. It was already closed basically, and no one was in the store, except for I think like one couple, and they were already at the register, you know, just like finishing up. And I was sort of, I don't know what you call it in retail in Sweden, but I was doing this thing called facing, when you like basically put everything to the front of the shelves.
Here it's just kind of called fronting.
Yeah, fronting, facing, it's called like both of those.
Where you fronting at,
and that was
man?
what I was doing. I was like fronting all the shelves and making sure, you know, it looks nice for the next day, because I wasn't like working the next day. And but there was a kid working one of the registers, but because like everyone was gone, his job was to just like make sure that the last customers, after they're done paying, they can leave out the door, and then he was keeping the door shut so nobody comes inside. And this Asian couple comes up, and they sort of just like walk up to the door and see him, and he's like pointing at like, we have a sign, or we had a sign on the window that would like say the closing time, and he was like pointing at the sign like, "Hey, we're closed." And they just like look to the direction he's pointing in and like wave at him and then walk that direction. And and I'm like that's like how he explained it to me. And then I was just like facing or fronting the butter, I think, like at the bottom of the fridge. And then suddenly the Asian couple is just like in the store, like they come from the back entrance, and they're just like, "Hello, we're here to shop." And I'm just like, "What? No, you're not. We're closed." And they go, "Oh, sorry," and then they leave. And I was just like, "What the fuck happened?
How did you get in here?
Yeah, how the hell did you get in the store?" It was the craziest thing that ever happened. I was just like, "What the fuck?" Never had I ever experienced something like that with a customer. They just like walked in the back. It was so funny to me. They were like really understanding. They just like, "Oh, sorry," and then they left. And the guy, like the kid, I asked him about it, and he told me like, "Oh, they must have like misunderstood when I was pointing at the sign that they had to go in the back or something." Silly. Yeah. Well, what are some Soaches? I have some really weird stuff that I was like asked and that happened during my working in retail. Did you have anything that stands out Something weird that somebody asked
Standout
you.
moments. Greatest hits.
Back when I was still still an intern,
Yeah.
like way before I knew anything about the store and everything, it was like my first week. There was a lady. She didn't speak much Swedish and she didn't speak English. And she walked up to me and she wanted help with. I still to this day have no idea what she wanted help with. She held out 2 items and said something in a language I didn't understand, and I tried to be helpful, and I was like pointing back and forth between them, and was like, "So, what do you want help with?" And she just looked at me and went, "Okay," and then she left. And I was like, "Oh, well,
All right.
I fixed it."
Thank you.
You did it, Soaches. You're a
I
hero.
Just what
have
I
no
needed.
idea.
Everyone in the
Still
store
no idea
started
what was
clapping like, "You did it! You
Yeah.
fucking did it!"
And then everybody started clapping.
Yeah.
Everybody
Reddit
gave
moment.
me a standing ovation. Oh my god.
That's a Reddit moment right there.
That's a
Did
real
you,
Reddit moment.
did you also have like those moments where, like one guy bought 2 full bags of groceries, and then he just left and forgot everything.
How? What?
How?
How do you forget 2 bags of groceries? I would have understood, like, oh, he forgot the one piece of.
Yeah,
One
he just
onion that he
put
bought
them
or
like
something.
up on the thing by the escalator belt, and then he just left. And then he came
Nice.
back like 20 minutes later, like, oh, yeah, I forgot those.
I remember
Top
if
10
people
songs.
forgot something, you know, you usually just like ran after them with the stuff or something like that.
Yeah.
And I remember
You!
usually people in my store would just like leave like their card on accident or maybe like one or
that
2
happened.
items. Sometimes people would actually leave a whole cart of shit on your table and then go, "Oh, I left my card at home, gotta go," and then they never came back, and that was annoying because then we had to basically fucking go back and put everything where it was supposed to be.
Reverse shopping.
Yeah, reverse shopping, exactly. That happened, I think, like twice at least. So it's not that common, but my god, just fucking come back. Like, what the hell? One guy who did that I know lived in town, so I don't know where the fuck he went. He just left. He just didn't come back. He must have gone home and been like, "What was I doing again? I don't know. I'm going to sleep or something." It's just like, what the fuck?
That just proves that you're living in a simulation.
Exactly. This is a video
The
game.
AI goes home
The AI
and
went home.
flushes its memory. GeneralArse, wake up! You're in a coma! It's a simulation! Pay attention to the clues!
So we had like walkie-talkies to communicate with other people working
me
there,
too.
just so you didn't have to like run between the stores and stuff.
Yeah.
So once when I was like I was a cashier,
Yeah.
and if you needed help, you just went like cashier 2, cashier 3,
Yeah,
blah, blah,
yeah,
blah.
exactly.
And like a queue was building up, and so I went cashier 2, and then one of the employees replied like, "I'm coming," and then there were like there was like a 5-second pause, and then a huge crash somewhere in the store. Like
Oh my
it
God.
sounded like an entire shelf had flipped over.
No. Oh my god, what
And
happened?
then there was like there was silence for like another 3 seconds, and then cashier 3, please. She apparently someone had been restocking the beer fridge, and
Yeah.
it was like glass doors, and she had bent the door the other
Oh.
way, and the glass door just exploded.
Yeah.
So there was like glass everywhere,
Oh my
and
god.
everyone was in shock. And then you could just hear like laughing a few aisles
Yeah,
away.
yeah. That happened in our store as well with the dairy fridge, because that also had glass doors, and I remember a couple of times those just like breaking, but not when I was actually there, so I never like heard what that sounded like. But I just remember coming to work and like one time it was just like smashed, and they just duct taped all over it. There was just tape everywhere. And then another time I was there and the door was just gone. I don't remember what we were talking about. We were talking about weird stuff that's happened to us. Sorry, Wallseeker had to go. We're back. Took a little break.
Yeah, I had brain surgery and I'm back.
Sound a little different. Are you okay? Did the brain surgery go all right?
I sound perfectly normal. Let us continue the chat.
All right. Also, Soaches, I just wanted to say I'm sorry Carlos couldn't be here. I know you really wanted him on the podcast.
I know, I was like his biggest fan.
Yeah, you really wanted
he's coming
him.
back.
Yeah, sorry, Soaches.
That's too bad.
Sorry, maybe next time. Maybe next time when you're here.
maybe next time.
Oh, Carlos, what are you
Wait a
doing
minute.
here?
Oh my god, guys, I can't believe. So beautiful. This is bringing a tear to my eye.
Soaches, what do you think
Guys,
of that?
I'm like his biggest fan. I'm like a little shy right now.
Yeah, no problem, man. You want a autograph? I can give you one.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on.
Hold on, he's picking out one of his 5 pens that he
I
has
gotta
in his
select
pen jar.
one of my pens here.
Oh.
Okay, it's working here. Okay, I will,
alright. Soaches, how do you spell your name again?
SOAPCHETS. Okay, there you go.
You forgot the Batman
Goodbye.
symbol, but I think it's good enough.
I think he's gone.
He got it. Hey, he's gone. He had to go.
Well, I got to meet him. I'm happy.
Soaped chess? That's awesome.
I mean, I couldn't do anything, you know.
Yeah. Couldn't
Because I
control.
left the room.
Yeah, exactly. You're back, Wall Seeker. You're back. Carlos was here.
You missed
Oh
him.
my god, I missed him. So what were we talking about?
we're talking about
wasn't
weird
there like
stuff.
a crash? Or
Yeah.
something? You know, the
Well,
crash?
so just
beer?
heard a crash because a door did a smash. And
Did a
then...
And then Soaches did a dash to the place that got
Yeah.
smashed.
And then he itched his rash.
And then focused.
to steal some cash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then somebody did a bash. And now...
You got a nasty gash.
Okay, stop.
Okay.
See, guys, we really know how to
This
conversate.
went downhill fast.
Yeah. But a weird story that happened to me, because I wanted to at least mention this once, because I have no idea what this is. But one of the weirdest items that I was ever asked for was a guy coming up to me and asking me if we have vegan eggs. And I legitimately have never been more confused in my fucking life. Like, what the hell are vegan eggs? Like, what are you talking about? Everything about an egg is not vegan. The shell, the inside of the shell. What do you expect to get? Plastic with dust inside of it? What the fuck, man? Like, I'm not slamming vegans here because I think it's cool that some people, you know, some people just don't want to eat meat because they don't like the texture. I know a person who hates the texture of meat. She cannot eat it, and that's fine. I just don't understand vegans who go out their way to try and eat non-vegan products like eggs. Like, what the fuck? Just eat something, like, eat anything that isn't eggs.
Yeah, hi,
There's
I'm
some-
here looking for non-vegan, actually vegan beef. Yeah,
Yeah.
vegan beef.
Vegan beef and all that stuff, that's like fine. It's just like fake meat, and that's okay. But then eggs, there's nothing vegan about that. I don't know what a vegan egg would even be. I've never actually Googled it.
They come from vegan chickens.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Vegan
the type
eggs?
of egg that's like, you know, comes from dinosaurs, you know, and dinosaurs aren't, you know, part of the vegan limits, part of the vegan commandments. So yeah.
Okay, so there's a thing called Just Eggs, and it's in a bottle. And you spray
I
it in
just
a
googled
pan.
that as well.
What? It looks disgusting. It's like mayonnaise. I don't want that.
Mayonnaise.
Yeah, it was one of the weirdest thing I ever got asked for because I'd never heard of vegan eggs before. And, you know, vegan food, by the way, for people out there that are absolutely against vegans and are like, oh, I hate vegans, vegans suck. Try vegan food. Actually try it out because I've tried it and it's fucking delicious, okay? It's not gonna make me convert. I'm still gonna eat meat. Just know that just because it's vegan doesn't mean it's not food. You can still
Yeah.
eat vegan food and enjoy it. I went to a restaurant with a friend of mine that's called Junkyard, and it's literally like just all vegan, and it's like it has meat in it. It actually, when I was eating it, I was just like, "What? This is? Are you sure there's no meat in this?" And my friend went like, "No, there's no meat in it." So they have some
No
kind of
meat
like
in this.
tofu and like mushrooms in there. Mushrooms actually sort of are like eating meat, I guess. And it was really good.
Mushrooms are plant meat. You failed.
I went to our local pizza place in my where I used to live. They
Yeah.
had a vegetarian tab on the menu, except they spelled vegetarian wrong.
Oh.
And the vegetarian dish contained, I think it was spaghetti, bacon, and ham.
Oh no!
I don't think they. I
don't
think
think
it was
they-
a problem.
I don't think they know what vegan is. Yeah.
Oh, so
Alright.
spaghetti. Wait, there's meat in this. What the like
What
this?
what the fuck? Also, wait, spaghetti on pizza? Is that what I heard? You had
No,
to a pizza
no,
place?
they had different dishes as well. It wasn't spaghetti on pizza.
Spaghetti on pizza.
Spaghetti on
I
pizza.
hope not.
Now I'm listening.
Nah, I've heard everything.
Add some pineapple.
We should try that out. You should try spaghetti on
Actually, we
pizza.
Definitely.
We should actually try out pizza with French fries and Oreos.
Ooh. No, actually, that sounds disgusting. Shut up.
Says you. Never tried it before.
Exactly.
Can't judge if you haven't tried.
Exactly.
Yo, what are you picky?
That's why.
what
That's
are you,
what
a
I said to
picky
all the
eater or something?
homophobes. Can't judge if you don't try.
Exactly. Hey, if you're a homophobe, shut up.
Try it.
Yeah. Idiot.
Yeah. Dingus.
Dingus. Hey, donkus, get out of here.
Hey, donkus.
What other stories do I have of working in retail? Because we were going to talk about horror stories and we haven't really talked about those. Let me talk about
Yeah.
the worst person ever who would come into my store when I was working in the grocery store. She was the definition of a Karen. If you Google Karen, she probably fucking comes up. If you look Karen up in a dictionary, her picture is the front page. She like one time I was working like the register, and she fucking shows up, and like her sort of discount card basically that we have for the store. Everyone has their, or like the companies around my small town, they all had like discount cards, and she had a company because she had like her own coffee shop in town. She was shopping and her discount card was just like gone, and I don't know why, but she and some other people, like I think 3 other customers, they made us keep their discount cards for them. Why not just have it yourself? Why don't you just... I mean, I guess it's because, like, you also have, like, other employees that you want to be able to have the discount, but, like, I don't understand. Like, why... Whatever. Anyways, her discount card was just gone. And, actually, yeah, like, the story that I'm trying to tell, I think I started off wrong. She wasn't in the store. Basically, I was working retail, and then I was asked to go work the vegetables because somebody else came in for like their shift and they were supposed to be on the register. And so I went into the vegetable aisles and I noticed 2 fucking boxes were, or like one of the boxes that we kept the vegetables in was gone, and it was the mushroom box. And I was like, where the fuck, where's the box? And we need this box because it's literally like walking into a store and just being like, oh, I like what's on this shelf, and taking the shelf. We don't have extra shelves. Give me the fucking shelf back. And she took this box, or like I didn't know about it, and I go over to another coworker of mine and ask her, and she goes like, oh, the lady at the coffee shop, she came in, showed me the box, and went, I'm taking this, and then she just like I said yes, and she just went, and she left, and I thought she was just gonna buy the mushrooms, but I didn't know she would take the box with her, and I was like, oh my god, all right, well, I'll go over there, because like it was literally like a 2-minute walk away from us, even a minute long. Sorry, it was like not that far away. So,
Ooh.
I excused myself from work for a little bit, told them I was going on a little bit of a journey, and I walk over to her coffee shop. And some guy is working the counter, and I'm like, "Hey, is the boss here? Is the big boss here? Because she has this box that I need for the mushrooms in the store." And he goes like, "Yeah, hold on." And he walks in the back, and then she comes up like immediately, and she's like, "I was told I could take that box," and I was like, well, the girl that you talked to misunderstood. She thought you were gonna buy just the mushrooms, and she immediately like cuts me off and goes, "You lost my card," and so her discount card was lost, and she was blaming it on me, for some reason. And I was just like, "What? What are you talking about? I didn't even know your discount card was lost." And she goes like, "Yeah, well, somebody lost it. You better find it." And I was like, "We'll just make you a new card. It doesn't cost you anything extra." And she was just like really angry, and I go like, "Can I please have the box back? I literally need it for my job." And she was just like, and she goes back into the kitchen and brings the box, and then I just leave. Also, if you ever go to my town, my small little town, well, I guess I'm not gonna dox the town, but
Yeah, you might get, an airstrike.
if you ever find out where I live, if you ever dox me and you find out where I live, just make sure never to go into that fucking coffee shop. They do not deserve the publicity. I forgot how to
Even
speak.
from Toxers.
Yeah, even from doxers.
Yeah.
Don't even bother doxing them. They're lame.
Yeah,
They
just
don't
do what I
deserve
said earlier. Send an airstrike, okay?
Like actually just like an asshole that person was. Also, she made a girl cry during one of my shifts when it was like right before Christmas. I was working, me and my cousin and these two other girls were working in the back because we weren't working in the back, but like at the time we were working in the back, and me and my cousin were both like making sure the soda sort of coolers were filled up. So we were both like helping each other out with that because it was empty. It was like right before Christmas and shit was just fucking flying off the shelves, and we were helping each other out with like filling up these carts with just like all the soda that we needed to go out, while two other girls were just playing. They were just like doing nothing. And I mean, we were not the shift managers, me and my cousin, so we weren't saying anything like, "What the fuck do you want us to do?" We were just, grabbing the soda. And this Karen lady comes in, just like into the back, and just finds the girls playing, and me and my cousin like handing each other like stuff. And she goes, "You're just playing, I see." And we're just like, "What? No, we're working over here, ma'am. And can we help you?" And she's like, "Yeah, do you have any chocolate or nougat?" And we're just like, okay, so a little backstory. The chocolate was all sold out. We did not have any chocolate for right before Christmas because it's sold out. We ordered like a shit ton. We always order double the amount that was sold the last year, and even then it's still sold out. And so we were just like, shit, we don't have chocolate. That's going to be bad because people need that. And she was very angry about it. And she was like asking where the chocolate was. And also nougat, which we never sold before, ever. And we just told her, like, "Sorry, ma'am, we don't sell nougat." And the chocolate sold. And she's like, "What? That's preposterous. How come you don't have chocolate? It's right before Christmas. You should have plenty of chocolate." And we were like, "Ma'am, we ordered double the amount from last year. I'm sorry that we don't have chocolate." And she goes, "Well, you should have done better than that. I work in a coffee shop, and, like, I ordered even enough chocolate." And I was like, "Fuck, what? You have chocolate, right? Go, like, leave." We were just, like, telling her, like, "Sorry, we can't help you." And she leaves. And then me and my cousin go out to, like, fill up the soda, and we hear her like yelling at someone at the register, and we go out, and the girl at the register is like practically at tears while this girl is yelling at her about the same thing. Like, why? She's also yelling at the register lady, "Where's the chocolate?" And she's like, "It's not here." And we just told her to leave, basically, essentially. We were just like, buy the things that you have and just like get out. And she left. And it was just, why? Why are you like this?
It's totally the cashier's fault as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's so fucking weird. I don't understand the mentality of these people that like have to blame everyone. And she's definitely the type of person who actually thinks that the customer is always right, because when you work in retail, it's not. That's not right at all. It's not correct.
It's mostly the opposite.
Yeah, the customer is always wrong. Okay, remember that. You don't know jack shit about what goes on in the fucking retail, like what we're ordering and shit like that. And the only reason, I think the reason why the customer is always right is just like for us, the employees, to just like, you know, smile and just like be nice to the customers, even though they're assholes. But I think, I think it shouldn't be like that. Customers shouldn't get away with that. Because it gives them a god complex that makes them feel like they are allowed to just like abuse the fucking employees, which they're not supposed to do. That girl was crying because of that Karen, and I was just like, I told her to just like go get her lunch break while I went to the register, like after the lady went. So you know, it's fucked up.
It's absolute.
Absolute wanker. Yeah. You're telling me, Soaches, you never had an experience like that? You never had a Karen lady like that?
Only once.
Oh.
There was a guy. It was the first. I think it was the first day that I was a cashier as well. And the first tip that I got from another employee that was training me was be prepared to be called an idiot a lot.
Absolutely.
But it was like I did something wrong with. I think I hit in that he paid with like more cash than he actually did, and I didn't know how to go back. And so like another employee came to help me fix that. And before we fixed it, the guy just like lost his temper and was screaming something about like, "I'm gonna go to blah 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 where people know what they're doing."
Ooh.
Like, okay, sorry.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
I go to Walmart.
I hate that. I hate how people can be so impatient, because it's like, especially with like, what, it was your first week working there, or?
Yeah, something like that.
When there's a new employee, it's just like, what do you expect them to just like immediately have the ropes? It's not like we go through like training like police do, where we're just like for 6 months just like, oh, we gotta do this and you know exactly. And then when we finally get to work, we know 100% what we're doing. We don't need that in retail. It's literally the easiest job that you could have. But still, even though it's a little easy, it can still be like, for me, I am awful at math. So when that happened, what you were saying,
me too.
what you were saying about like people paying more than what we're supposed to be paid, I always had to rely on just like the register telling me the numbers. And I remember one time, these French people that did not speak a lick of English or Icelandic were paying with like cash. And then he gave me more money, and I did not understand why, but it was because he wanted something like, he wanted some other bill back or something, so he wanted to get rid of that one. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? And I did not understand. I had to get someone else to come help me do the math, and they were just like, oh, it's because of this. And I was like, oh, thank God, because I don't understand math. I don't look at numbers and go, oh yeah, that means that and that and that and that, and I'm a genius. And I don't get that. I don't have that kind of function in my brain. I have a cousin who works like that, who works like a goddamn calculator. He looks at a number and goes, yep, it's that one. And I was like, how? How'd you do that?
36.
Yeah,
it's
I'm the same as you.
It's 389.
When people hand you like a bag of coins.
Yeah. That was the worst.
And
I mean,
like
I know how to
the
count,
line is building
though.
up, and you're like, 1, 2, 3. Did I count that one? Okay, 1, 2, 3.
I hated that as well. That happened a lot when people would just like bring you a bunch of coins because they would like, I was saving, I have a bunch of coins now, but it's just like, sure, you can use coins, but please, unless you're like poor and you have no other means of paying, only use coins as like a means to just like straighten out a number. Say you're paying 1,236 and you have that exact number in coins, like, or in like bills and coins. Please pay that. Don't go like, I'm gonna pay the entire thing with 1 kroner, which is nothing. It's just like, oh, come on, man. I'm not counting this.
Sometimes they just say like, this is 100 kroner.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, okay, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, they will say that they counted it, but legitimately we had to count it. No matter what they said, we had to count what they had. Because we couldn't just trust the customer. What if they were wrong? What if they were off by 1?
The customer is always wrong.
Yeah,
Exactly.
what if they were off by 1? What if they had like an American dollar coin in there?
Yeah. Exactly.
what if
That
they had
happens a lot
like-
too. I remember getting like
Yeah, that
coins from
actually
like
happens.
Canada and shit, and I was like, sorry, this is not, I cannot take this. And they're like, oh, whoops.
Some people used coins that haven't been operative in Sweden for like 30 years
Yeah. That's
because they look
oh
so
my
similar
God.
to the new ones here.
I remember one time this kid was buying candy of like from our like candy aisle, and he paid with like more than, you know, he paid way more than what was supposed to be paid, and I was like counting the change, and he came like, hey, can you just like give me back this much, because he was like waiting for me to count, and I was like, no. Like, what? I'm not gonna give you more than you're supposed to get back. Like, he actually asked me if you could have more change back. But can you just do that?
It's worth a try.
Exactly. Put the balls on that man for trying.
Yeah, can you just give me like the entire
I just told him
score?
like, no, I'm sorry, and I just gave him the fucking 32, which is like way more change than anyone wants. Those are some crazy retail stories. Was there anything else we wanted to talk
Yeah.
about today?
I have no idea.
Anything else that you remember, Soaches, that you really want to get off your chest? Something about working in retail where you're just like, oh, this thing.
I nothing that springs to mind, but I have like a lot of dumb interactions and like corny jokes with customers.
Ah, okay.
When we're talking about paying cash, I remember one customer walked up and was like, I'm gonna do something I've never done before. And I was like, what? I'm gonna pay in cash.
Oh my
And I was like,
god.
I thought that stuff merely existed in legends. And I was like, as did I.
Nice.
Nice.
Wait, hold on. Because of customers doing like jokes like that, did you ever, and I mean, I know you did, but I just want to confirm it. You had the customer where, you know, something wasn't scanning and they go, oh, it must be free, right?
Oh, yeah.
Stop. Don't do that. Don't make that joke. You're not original. Everyone's done it. You're not funny. I
It's
hate
like
that joke.
at the same time they're doing it because they think it's like, obviously they think it's funny. They don't know how much it's been said. It
Yeah,
like happens multiple times a day.
They're
But at the
also
same time they're doing it to like cheer you up.
exactly.
So you kinda
They're
feel
trying to
bad
make
for not
money.
laughing at it.
Exactly. But that,
No,
that
they're actually trying to break down your morale.
exactly. They're trying to ruin my whole day. They're also trying. They're also trying to just check if it works. Like, what if? It would be funny. Like, new guy at the work, it's just not working, and he goes, "Oh, it must be. It's free, right?" And he's like, "It is. Oh,
Oh, is
okay.
it?
Oh, here you go." She's like, "What? That worked? No way." But I have to give it to one customer who actually did something similar to that joke, but it was way funnier. Where I was scanning everything was working, you know, and it makes like that beep sound every time, beep, beep. And then it came to a product that wasn't scanning, and he goes, beep. I was just like, go on, sir. That was like actually funny. I liked that. He like tried to imitate the beeper.
Respect.
That was respect to
Actually
him
pretty
for
good.
changing it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
But now I think Soaches doesn't want to. We took a small break, and Soaches was yelling at us about how unprofessional we were, and he doesn't want to be
Yeah,
here
you
anymore.
told me he had like a temper tantrum. He like threw like a few candlesticks out the window.
Yeah, He started doing that.
Well, they were bad candlesticks. I don't-
They smelled
Well, you're
bad.
not
They
supposed to
smelled
eat
bad.
them.
I didn't. I threw them out.
Yeah, you threw them out after taking a big old chunk.
Bite out of one of them.
I don't like these rumors. What you are insinuating.
But
I'm
yeah,
just projecting.
I think we've got material enough for a very long podcast. This is the longest podcast and the first guest podcast. Thank you, Soaches.
Aside from
Thank
Carlos.
you, Soaches.
Yeah, aside
you
from
have
Carlos.
given us enough
Pleasure to
material
be here.
for your crime case. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll see
You're
you in
going away
court.
for a long time.
We'll see you in court next week.
Yeah, what you've said here.
Uh,
I hope you enjoy Judge Mike. He's gonna bring the hammer on you.
I'm starting to realize why you haven't had guests before.
exactly.
Yeah. Now you realize. Now you realize why you're the first one.
But yeah, Soaches, if there's anything you wanna
Yeah.
plug,
Any
like,
final
that isn't-
words
that
before
isn't-
the verdict?
Yeah, if you're your YouTube, your Twitter, or anything like that, shout it out now.
Guessing you can go to youtube.com/Soaches, where I upload like once, twice a year.
Woo!
It's not that much effort to subscribe because you won't even notice that I'm there.
Yeah, it's like a needle. You're not gonna notice it.
Yeah, well, you know, just watch like one video a month, and then by the time you're done with like half of it, you should probably have a new video at the end of that. Also, there's a dog in the background. This is fun. We're ending the podcast.
so
We're gonna throw
anyways.
Soaches to the dogs.
All right, say goodbye, Soaches.
Goodbye.
Sentence?
Yeah.
Life in prison.
Life in prison. Goodbye.